In the endless void of the galaxy, a world of storms and metal awaited its sun. A place of fire and iron, where only the unyielding could survive. This was Medusa, and from its forges would rise the third son of the Emperor, Ferrus Manus, the Gorgon of Medusa. Medusa was a world of contradictions, a planet of fire and frost, of industry and ruin. Volcanoes burned through permafrost, and entire continents shifted with tectonic rage. Its people lived as nomads and scavengers, dwelling in the shadows of ancient forges from humanity's first age. From the sky, Ferrus Manus fell, the third of the Primarchs cast across the galaxy by the ruinous powers. He was found not by kings or tribes, but by the world itself. Even as a child, Ferrus did not cry. He screamed, a sound of defiance that echoed against the mountains. He was not made for comfort or peace. He was made for majesty. From his earliest years, Ferrus wandered the broken forges and deadly plains, testing his strength against the elements. He forged tools, hunted the great beasts of Medusa, and sought challenges that could match his unbreakable will. In the heart of the mountains, he found one. A creature of legend, the Great Wyrm of the Iron Glacier. Its body was living metal, its blood molten silver. It had slept for millennia beneath the crust, until the Gorgon came to wake it. The battle raged for days. Mountains fell, rivers of fire were born, and in the end, Ferrus Manus grasped the worm's throat in his hands and drowned it in a river of magma. When he emerged, his hands changed, fused with living metal, a gift from the dying beast. Flesh turned to silver, forever unyielding. He had mastered the unmasterable. He had earned the name the tribe would whisper in awe, the Gorgon. When the Emperor came to Medusa, he found not a primitive warlord, but a master craftsman, a ruler of iron and fire. Ferrus did not kneel. He demanded proof that this golden stranger was worthy of command. The Emperor smiled and accepted the challenge. For 7 days and nights they forged together. Blades, tools, wonders beyond mortal comprehension. Each testing the other, each striving for perfection. When the forge finally fell silent, they gazed upon their work, and both knew. They were father and son. The Emperor had found his third child, the one of iron and will. And the Gorgon, for the first time, bowed his head. When Ferrus Manus took command of his legion, they reflected his spirit. They were the Iron Hands, relentless, disciplined, believing that weakness was the root of all failure. To be weak was to be flawed, and the only cure for weakness was iron. Where others gloried in battle, Ferrus sought improvement. Where others prayed, he built. He and his legion forged wonders for the Imperium, and weapons that even the Mechanicum envied. Among all his brothers, one would become closest to him, Fulgrim, the Phoenician. They shared a passion for perfection, for creation made divine. Ferrus saw in Fulgrim a mirror, a kindred spirit of brilliance and pride. Together, they forged the greatest blades of the Primarchs, the twin masterpieces of war, Fireblade for Ferrus and Forgebreaker for Fulgrim. But the fire that unites can also consume, and the mirror can shatter. As the Great Crusade raged, Ferrus Manus became the embodiment of the Emperor's ideal: tireless, incorruptible, unyielding. But in his heart burned a flaw he could not see: pride. He despised weakness in himself, his men, even his brothers. He could not forgive failure, not even when it came from those he loved the most. The Gorgon would stand at the Emperor's side until the end, and when the storm of betrayal finally came, it would strike him deepest of all, for his truest friend would be his killer. Ferrus Manus was strength made flesh, the will of the forge given voice. He lived without compromise, he died without surrender, and his sons remember. They say the Gorgon's hand still lies preserved, sealed in stasis, a relic of perfection, a reminder that even iron can break, but never truly die.